Abandon all hope, ye who enter here. This phrase is inscribed at the entrance of the world's largest underground city, located in Paris. But this place does not belong to the living. Narrow tunnels, dark passageways, and a massive cemetery built with the bones of 6 million dead. This is the City of the Dead. Stretching for 250 kilometers, this labyrinth is not only filled with bones, but also with lost souls, forbidden passages, and untold horrors. Some who entered never returned. Inside, there are trap-laden paths, symbols written in blood, and cult members who haven't seen daylight in years. And the most terrifying of all, a mysterious ritual, a forbidden ceremony performed deep underground. Is this endless darkness beneath Paris just a cemetery? Or is it hiding a far greater secret? Today, we uncover the mysteries of the City of the Dead. Let's explore it together. By the way, if you enjoy this kind of content, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel and like the video. Your support means a lot to me. Welcome to my channel, Discovery of the Mystery, where we will uncover the secrets. Abandon all hope, ye who enter here. This phrase is inscribed at the entrance of the world's largest underground city. But this is not a city of the living, it is the City of the Dead. Located beneath Paris, the City of the Dead is so vast that it stretches across an area as large as the city itself. It is also so complex that thousands of people have entered and were never seen again. However, its eeriness goes beyond its size. In its hidden sections, accessible only through narrow openings, secret cults regularly perform forbidden rituals. The origins of this underground cemetery date back to the 1700s. At that time, the cemeteries around Paris had become overcrowded and had started spreading diseases. To solve this, by order of the King of France, the remains from these cemeteries were carefully relocated into tunnels that were once used as quarries. It is said that while creating this City of the Dead, the king also had treasures hidden and passageways secured with traps and cryptic symbols. Inside, there are rooms accessible only through narrow water tunnels, requiring visitors to hold their breath for minutes to pass beneath submerged passages to reach certain burial chambers. This underground city extends for an astonishing 250 kilometers, yet only a small 2-kilometer section is open to visitors today. After World War II, the catacombs were almost entirely forgotten, with nearly all entrances sealed. It was as if they had never existed. But then, a strange discovery changed everything. A laborer living in the basement of an old building complained that his small apartment never warmed properly. When he decided to renovate the flooring, what he found beneath his home was horrifying. A hole so small that no human body could fit through. When he shined a flashlight inside, he saw that the hole led to a staircase descending several meters deep into darkness. This was how the City of the Dead was rediscovered. Inside the catacombs, the remains of 6 million people have been arranged into strange shapes and symbols. There are crosses made of bones, mysterious stars, and inscriptions whose meanings remain unknown, thought to be cryptic messages or codes. The tunnels may even be more complex than the pyramids themselves. To grasp how vast and mysterious this place is, consider this real-life event. In the 1990s, a building in Paris collapsed into the ground, plummeting 70 meters deep into the underground city. Around 100 residents were trapped in the abyss. 50 firefighters and rescue workers entered the tunnels to save them. But what happened next remains one of the greatest mysteries of the catacombs. Not a single person was ever found. Neither the trapped residents nor the rescuers were ever seen again. To this day, their fate remains unknown. And this is not the only underground cemetery in Europe. These underground cemeteries are called catacombs, but the one in Paris is hundreds of times larger than any other and serves far darker purposes. Apart from the 2-kilometer section open to tourists, entry into the rest of the underground city is strictly forbidden. However, over time, people have dug narrow tunnels and hidden entrances across different parts of Paris. The labyrinth is so massive and so complex that the police rarely intervene. Because of this, strange cults have settled deep within the tunnels. At any given moment, kilometers beneath the city, you might encounter groups performing rituals, Satanists, or even cults that engage in real sacrifices. Some of them haven't surfaced in 20 or 30 years. The walls in the restricted sections are covered in symbols and inscriptions written in blood. At the same time, there are hundreds of people living permanently in the city of the dead. People who refuse to conform to the outside world. They say that if you get lost, no one will ever find you. You could spend decades wandering without hearing another human voice or seeing another living soul. But all efforts to escape are futile. Once you are lost, no matter how hard you try, you only find yourself deeper and deeper in an inescapable paradox. And don't forget, the deeper you go, the darker it gets. Many who have lost their way have died, and their bodies still remain in the tunnels, waiting to be discovered. A chilling legend tells of 7 young French explorers who ventured into the catacombs, following an ancient map in search of a hidden treasure rumored to be buried deep within the city of the dead. Their story ended in the most horrifying way imaginable. These weren't just reckless adventurers, they were trained cave divers. They had the experience, the skills, and the knowledge to navigate the underground maze. But exactly 1 year after they entered, their skeletal remains were discovered by accident, found by a cult that had been living underground. The 7 bodies were huddled together, clinging to one another in fear. And they left behind a final note, written just before they perished. Here is what they wrote, word for word. "We found an ancient and enormous sarcophagus. Inside we saw a corpse, possibly of a king, and mysterious symbols carved into the wood in an unknown language. We were about to leave when a giant stone suddenly fell from above, sealing the only exit to the chamber. With no way out, we had no choice but to dive into the deep water channel behind the sarcophagus, hoping it would lead us elsewhere. As we swam, we kept hearing faint piano music and the footsteps of someone walking nearby. When we followed the sounds, we found a tiny, dust-covered chamber with a very old piano inside. We don't know how it was brought into such a narrow space, who placed it there, or when. This is the last place we've reached. Our helmet lights are running out of power. We don't think we will find a way out. No one should enter the city of the dead searching for something. Just as it says at the entrance, those who enter here must abandon all hope." The note ended with the names of the 7 French explorers. This real-life mystery was later adapted into a horror movie with slight modifications. The film is called As Above, So Below. Inside the city of the dead, there are numerous pools and water-filled chambers, but these were not built for leisure. According to accounts, they were deliberately constructed to make access more difficult to the tombs of ancient French kings and sorcerers. Some of these pools are dozens of meters deep, and the only way forward is to dive beneath the surface and swim for minutes in complete darkness. The catacombs are filled with deadly traps. Some tunnels narrow so much that one must crawl through tight spaces, pressing against the cold stone. In doing so, a single misplaced movement could trigger a hidden mechanism, causing huge slabs of rock to fall, sealing off both the entrance and exit. The resulting collapse of debris can make it impossible to go forward or turn back. Today, the cults and other inhabitants of the catacombs navigate using the knowledge of past deaths. They never take a path they haven't traveled before, because a single wrong step could mean never finding their way back or falling into one of the many traps. Some areas are so vast that entire apartment buildings could fit inside them. Those who live deep underground mark their presence by spray painting symbols on the walls. These marks help them find their way back. As mentioned before, the tunnels are pitch black. Since using flashlights constantly would require too many batteries, the cults illuminate their ritual chambers with candles instead. During these rituals, they use the bones of famous historical figures, sorcerers, or other significant individuals. One of the strangest secrets of the City of the Dead comes from a cult member who has lived underground for 30 years. According to him, once every 7 years, important figures from around the world enter the catacombs through a hidden path known only to a select few. These people travel deep into the earth, reaching a satanic temple where a forbidden ritual is performed. This cult member claims to have seen some of these figures by accident. However, he refuses to reveal their identities, saying, "If I told you who they were, they would kill me and everyone who lives here." However, he did confirm one thing. "I know for a fact that what happens here is a pagan ritual. Historically, the Vikings, known for their brutal conquests, raided Europe, parts of Russia, and even parts of North Africa. They followed pagan beliefs and, according to ancient texts, every 7 years they would gather for their most sacred ritual, where 7 people were sacrificed. Could it be that this or a similar belief still continues today, practiced in secret by some of the world's most powerful figures? If that's the case, then the most hidden and terrifying place for such a ritual would undoubtedly be the City of the Dead beneath Paris. With its 250-kilometer expanse and an intricate maze-like system as bizarre as the Egyptian pyramids, what better location could there be to preserve a secret belief? Perhaps from the very beginning, this underground city was constructed with a hidden purpose, a temple built deep within, accessible only to a select group of people, individuals who continue an ancient tradition and who today may even be leaders of powerful nations. Otherwise, why would 6 million human bones be arranged in mysterious patterns, forming symbols in unknown languages? And if it were just a cemetery, why is every corridor filled with traps? At times, parts of the City of the Dead were also used as a quarry, but according to belief, this was merely a cover-up. The true purpose was to complete the unfinished construction of the underground city and perhaps even restore the ancient traps that had decayed over centuries. In fact, in 1955, sections of the quarry were shut down, and the few remaining workers received bonuses unlike any ever given in French history. Perhaps these extraordinary rewards were nothing more than hush money. Who knows? What is truly intriguing is that none of the workers who left the site in 1955 or retired afterward ever spoke in detail about what they witnessed or experienced while working there. And don't forget the mysterious inscription at the entrance of the City of the Dead: "Abandon all hope, ye who enter here." This phrase is a direct quote from Dante's Divine Comedy, a line that, according to the epic, is written at the entrance of hell itself. But why would words meant for hell's gates be placed at the entrance of a cemetery? According to Christian belief, for the souls of the dead to find peace, biblical passages about heaven should have been inscribed instead. Although there are some passages from the Bible scattered throughout the City of the Dead, most of them are strangely irrelevant, seemingly used as mere symbols. In some areas, instead of Jesus' words, Satan's words have been carved into the walls. Even more disturbingly, some passages depict Jesus' eerie conversations with demons in the desert, written in Aramaic, a language known for its use in ancient, powerful spells. If you ever visit Paris, I highly recommend exploring this underground world. But keep in mind, official guides can only take you through the permitted 2-kilometer section. However, some local French explorers illegally organize expeditions into the unknown regions of the City of the Dead. So what do you think? Is this truly just a cemetery, or does it hide something far more sinister? The remains of 6 million dead, the mystery of the missing, and rituals that have continued for centuries. While Paris shines with lights above, a dark and terrifying mystery lurks beneath. So what do you think? You can share your thoughts on this topic in the comments. Thank you for watching the video. If you enjoyed my content, don't forget to subscribe to my channel and stay tuned. You can support my channel by liking and commenting on my content. Until we meet again.